Hello everyone, my name is Ananya and today we're going to be talking about library classes. So what exactly are library classes? Well, a library class is a collection of pre-written code which is used in programming. Library classes make programming much easier since they're pre-written and pre-tested code which programmers can use. Now, Java is an object-oriented programming language, so almost everything is used as an object. And so library and wrapper classes help programmers to convert primitive data types into objects which can be used. And some popular examples of library classes are the character class, math class, and string class. Now let's study in detail about the character class. So character class is an inbuilt class which is a part of the java.lang package. And it acts as a wrapper class for the char data type, which is a primitive data type, and it wraps this value into an object. So now let us explore some popular methods of the character class. As you can see, here are some methods of the character class. So now let's study them in detail. The first method we are going to study is isLetter. IsLetter is used to check if the character input is a letter or not. And it always returns a Boolean value. So it returns true if the character input is a letter and false if it is not. So in the side example, you can see that the syntax for this is just character with capital C dot isLetter and then the variable char variable. The next one is isDigit. This also acts similar to isLetter, except for checking it's a letter, it checks if the given character is a digit or not. And this also returns a Boolean value, true if it is a digit and false if it is not a digit. And the syntax is also same as the previous one. Now we look at isLetter or digit. Like the name suggests, this method is used to check whether the given character is a letter character or a digit. And this also returns a Boolean value. So it returns true if the character input is a letter or a digit and false if it is not. And the syntax for this also is character with capital C dot is letter or digit, and in the bracket you have char variable. The next one is lowercase. This checks if the character which is input is a lowercase character or not. This returns a Boolean value again. It returns true if the character input is lowercase and false if it is not lowercase. And the syntax for this code is character.is lowercase and your char variable in brackets. The next one is uppercase. This also acts in the same way as is lowercase. It checks if the given character is in uppercase or not instead of lowercase. And this one also returns a Boolean value, true if it is in uppercase and false if it is not. The next one we look at is white space. This one checks if the character is a white space. Now, white space is an empty space. So this method checks if the character input is an empty space or not. And if it is an empty space, it returns true. And if it is not an empty space or a white space, it returns false. So syntax for this is character with capital C dot is white space and your character variable in brackets. Now to lowercase. Don't get this confused with is lowercase. Is lowercase checks if the character input is lowercase or not, but to lowercase converts the character into lowercase and returns it. However, do note that the original character which was input by the user is not affected in any way. Now we look at to uppercase. Again, not to be confused with is uppercase. This converts the character input into uppercase and returns it. But again, the original character value is not affected in any way. And the syntax for both to uppercase and to lowercase is character with capital C dot to uppercase or to lowercase and your character variable in brackets. This concludes this short lesson on library classes and also a detailed discussion on the character class. I hope that you enjoyed this discussion.